Before I get started with this story, shout out to Shadow Myth for sending me the story. And when I saw the title, I let out a big burst of laughter, mainly because what she said was ridiculous, but I wouldn't be surprised if what she said actually worked in her favor. So this is Jenna Ryan, in case y'all don't remember her, and it's kind of hard to forget her, even with all the palm coloredness that was going on January 6th back, at the Capitol during the invasion. She was the realtor that went out there, the one the one who took the private jet out there. And she basically was one of the ones that pretty much made her presence be known through the media. But she came out and said that, and these are her words, that she won't go to jail because she has blonde hair and white skin. Now, I laughed because it's very rare that you'll have palm color will come out and admit their privilege. But then you'll have those who will actually flat out say it. Those are the ones I want to be not in my presence, but like the ones that's out in the open. I don't like the covert ones. Let your ass be overt as possible so I know how to deal with you or see you coming and not have to second guess. But that's what she said. And to be honest, as crazy as she sounds saying it and as funny as it was when I read it the first time, she might actually be right. She might actually be right. I actually applaud this woman for admitting her privilege because many people of her ilk will not do that. I'm just being honest. So I'm going to go ahead and read this article that's coming from alternet.org. It said, and it starts off like this. Sadly, she might have been right. It doesn't matter how many police officers were injured or killed, how many were attacked with bear spray, fire extinguishers, or flagstaffs, and how many eyes were gouged or how many feces were spread on the walls. The rioters were white and privileged. But the cardinal sin in our justice system that she broke is that you don't say the quiet part out loud. Good point. Realtor and part-time insurrectionist Jenna Ryan stormed the You know what? They made a good point. She did break the cardinal sin as the person wrote it. You're not supposed to acknowledge that you have white privilege. It's supposed to just flow without you actually saying it. Because now they can, if she was to not go to jail or anything like that, because she has blonde hair and white skin, and looking at her roots, she's not a natural blonde, then that would mean that, that would be the admittance that white privilege is a thing. It's something that PC loves to deviate from all the time. Realtor and part-time insurrectionist Jenna Ryan stormed the Capitol building on January 6th, took a selfie by a smashed window where the insurrectionists entered, and for some reason thinks it's a good idea to keep the incendiary rhetoric going on her social media. Most people aren't very supportive of her on Twitter. One guy told her she was going to jail, and this is how Jenna Ryan responded. Definitely not going to jail. Sorry, I have blonde hair, white skin, a great job, a great future, and I'm not going to jail. Sorry to rain on your hated parade. I did nothing wrong. And she posted that on March 26, 2021. At some point, her lawyer is going to tell her to take it down, but don't worry, people took screenshots. In Jenna Ryan's world, jail is for black people. Jail is for people who knock on doors while black. Ryan has so far been charged with several offenses, including violent entry and disorderly conduct in a Capitol building. Other charges, including sedition, might follow, but Ryan isn't worried at all. She expects all charges to be dropped, and a rich white guy is on the case. She posted, meeting with my criminal attorney at the Adolphus Hotel in Dallas, Texas to discuss the protesting charges against me from January 6th. Guy Womack has done a great job with my case, lots of federal experience. We expect resolution soon. Hashtag Capitol riots, hashtag Guy Womack, hashtag Jenna Ryan. That's coming from her Twitter account. Oh, how fun this has been for her. Will our justice system prove Jenna right? We'll be watching. So, like I said, she acknowledges that she has privilege right there. She acknowledges that because she's a white woman with blonde hair that's not naturally blonde, because look at them roots, that nothing will happen to her. So that lets you know that she's probably had this attitude about herself for even before what happened back in January. She's used to getting her way, and she's most likely used to getting away with things. And like the person said, subliminally, she's saying jail is not for white people. She subliminally said that while overtly saying that because she's white and has blonde hair, she cannot or will not go to jail, even though what she did was a huge criminal offense. But she put out there that because she's white and because she's blonde, seemingly, nothing will happen to her, even when she knows what she did and what all those other people did was dead wrong. But, you know, black people don't even have to do an ounce of what she did, and we'll still get charges thrown onto us and get thrown into jail. Look at the video I just did about the black boy picking the tulip. A tulip. This woman went to DC and engaged in an invasion on the Capitol, and she feels she's not going to jail. Man, some part of me is saying she might be right. Another part of me wants her to be so wrong so I can string up them violins on her ass just based off of her arrogance alone. But this is the arrogance and the egotistical ways of your typical common PC person, man or woman. Like, look at how, like, to be honest, she wasn't the only one that felt this way. Look at all the people that we heard about in the news or in the media about the ones who was there that they talk about, like that shaman, the one that says, I'm not going to eat this food. Give me my organic diet or whatever. They caved in. They actually gave it to him. He's still in jail, though. The other one I recently did a couple weeks ago, talking about he's been in jail since January and he feels that he shouldn't be there. See what I mean? That's the arrogance of them after doing what they did. But see, like I said, they're not far removed from their ancestors, because see, that's the part of America they want to go back to be able to do those type of things and not have to face consequences, because consequences and punishment should only come before mainly one particular group, and that's black people. They feel that the laws are created by them and should only be for everyone else, especially black people, but not for the ones who created it. That's the mindset. That's the mindset of her and so many people like her. Trust me, there's a lot of Jenna Ryans out there. A lot. But she's just the most vocal. Look at that. What's her face? The one who used to be in was it in Congress? Or somewhere in the government, the one who kept the one with QAnon or whatnot. Her. That's another one right there. Now she was a piece of work. Another white woman just running off at the mouth, saying what she wants to say. And I'm sure she has the same thoughts as Jenna Ryan. I'm a blonde-haired white woman and no one can touch me and nothing's going to happen and y'all just going to have to deal with it. But hey, that's, like I said, that's the arrogance. Like I said, I won't be surprised if Jenna Ryan doesn't go to jail for this. But if she does have to serve any amount of time, that's going to be the icing on the cake, because she let her ego and her arrogance get the best of her. But we shall see. But the thing is, will she have shot her own self in the foot by saying that she's a white woman, she has blonde hair, and that she can't go to jail? Now they're going to have to take that in consideration of her saying that on the record. Like, she actually said that those words came out of her mouth. And like, oh, so if you don't send her to jail, we're going to keep in mind that it's because of the words she said. So now it would be funny if they were thinking about not sending her to jail, but now they're going to have to do it based on her running her mouth and saying what she said on her social media account, which means she would have shot her own self in the foot, and she might as well just walked into the cell and just closed behind her. That would be hilarious. But we'll see. I'm not going to hold my breath. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe if you have not done so already. Please text the number that is pinned down in the comments below so you can receive notifications every time I upload a new video or go live.